we see here that parallel lines are the lines that don't cross, and perpendicular lines are the lines that do touch. And then we can also see here that the slope that is sideways or horizontal, left to right, has a slope of 0, and then the line that goes up and down has a slope of undefined. So we need to know that in order to be able to answer this next question. So here we have, what is the slope and equation of a line perpendicular to the y-axis and goes through the point -4, 7. So from last week, we learned that slope is the same thing as rate of change. So that is also represented by the letter M. And it says, and the equation of a line perpendicular to the y-axis. So the y-axis we know is the line that goes up and down. Right, so this is the y-axis. And whenever we're talking about the line that is perpendicular, the line perpendicular to the y-axis has to actually cross. Okay, so if it's crossing, that means that we're going to look for the line that is horizontal. So perpendicular is going to look this way. All right, again, because it had to cross. And it also goes through the point for -4, 7. All right, so let's follow our steps in order to answer this question. So step number 1 says to label the points. So we have a point, -4, 7, and this is our x and our y value. All right, step number 2 is to say we now need to write the equations. So based off of what we just labeled, we know that x is equal to -4 and y is equal to 7. All right, so because x is -4, y is positive 7. All right, step number 3 is we are going to then graph these equations. So we have our calculator here. You should have it opened previously from the first slide. So let's go ahead and graph this. So x equals -4. So here we see that this is a line that's going up and down. So that's what we're going to draw over here. And I'm actually going to draw a line that's going to split these two down the middle, just to make it easier for us to see. So then we saw that this line went up and down. Now I'm going to go ahead and graph y equals 7. And here we are. So we see that this line is going left to right. So if you get for instance, you see this here, just press the minus sign in order to zoom out, and then you will be able to see your graph. So the line goes left to right. And so that's what we're going to also draw here. So it's a line that goes left to right. The last step is to then determine the type of slope each of those lines have. So we addressed previously that if the line is up and down, it has an undefined slope. So we're going to label undefined. And if it goes left to right, it has a slope of 0. All right, so we went through our steps. Now we can finally answer our question. So what is the slope of the line perpendicular to the y-axis? So based off what we just did on this part here, right, we determined that the perpendicular line is what goes left to right. So we have to look at our steps, and we can see that we have the line that's left to right here. So we can get our equation and the slope from there. So then we know that it has to be a slope of 0. So answer choice A says it has a slope of 0. That's correct. And the equation is x equals -4. And that's not correct. So therefore it's not A. It has a slope of undefined. Nope. Slope of undefined. Also no. Has a slope of 0 and has the equation of the line y equals 7. And so that matches what we circled over on this side.